Mohammed, tell us what the latest is. We keep hearing aftershocks that are about three on the Richter scale. Do we know if there's any more damage caused by these aftershocks?
Actually, the aftershocks are not creating any infrastructure damage, but it is actually enhancing the trauma and the fear in the people. As we know from the field teams which are there in the Marrakesh and the surrounding areas, that many of the people whose buildings either has some minor cracks or even they are safe, they have not been living inside. So they spend the whole night outside on the roads. So the aftershocks is creating a lot of trauma and pressure on them, and they go back with the fear or the tremors that they have felt. And this is exactly the same what we have experienced in the recent Turkey earthquake. So it has not making any infrastructure damage, but yes, it is creating a trauma in the people.
What sort of help are people able to get? So, people who are worried about going back into their homes because of the cracks, they're sleeping out in the open. Are they getting help from the government, food, water, shelter?
So at the moment, the prime priority of the government is to look for the rescue operations and find the people who are still under the debris, especially in the rural or the countryside areas where the roads are also inaccessible. The people in the urban areas, they are getting the support from the local government, but definitely the scale of the operations is quite large. As what we know from the World Health Organization, more than 300,000 people are in different places and they need help. So some of the people are supporting by themselves. Since today, what we have started hearing from our teams who have reached Casablanca and now on the way to the Marrakesh, that the local charity organization have set up some hot meals, open kitchens, food parcels, but the local supply chain is also disrupted. So it will take another 1 to 2 days before the formal relief operation would start.
Mohammed, we know that the hardest hit villages and towns have been up in the Atlas Mountains at the epicenter of the
Yes.
earthquake. Just read that the army have managed to clear some of the roads reaching up to those villages. How difficult is it to access the hardest hit areas of this earthquake?
What we know from our experience, and especially the teams on the ground, that it is a part of the areas are being cleared by the rebel, especially by the army, and where the heavy machinery has been deployed. But there are certain areas which are still in the valley zone, and they are still approaching that. The priority for the relief operations is still going with the government and especially the military rescue teams, because they want to go first and do the rescue for the people who are still under the debris, followed by the other non-governmental organizations and the charities which would follow them in terms of providing the medical and the food assistance as possible. But at the moment, it is quite difficult. After passing more than 48 hours, still there are certain areas, especially the worst hit Al Hos province, where the countryside areas are not accessible at all.